Heads up, people. This is Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. As we speak, the supervillain prison known as the Raft is under attack. Several prisoners have already escaped their cells. Level 7 threats like Dr. Octopus, Sabretooth, Venom, and Green Goblin. Some have even escaped the island. We need your help.
Let's hustle. I have a business to run.
I need to get a real job.
So we're at one of the, I think it's one of the biggest booths here at PAX East this year with David to talk a little bit about Marvel Heroes. First of all, set the stage. What are people enjoying here on the show floor?
This is Marvel Heroes. It's an MMO action RPG set in the Marvel universe. You play as the Marvel superheroes, and it's an action RPG. So imagine Diablo. I made Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, that's my history. And so imagine 25 to 50 people running around a Diablo 2 zone, fighting together as the Marvel heroes, and that's kind of the game we're making.
Sounds crazy. We have seen sort of this kind of game with Marvel Heroes previously. What is it you think that sort of the Marvel universe lends itself well to sort of a top-down action RPG setting?
Well, a variety of things. I think that their powers and abilities really show off well from this perspective, right? I think that having a laser beam that travels from Cyclops out across the screen and stuff and bounces around, or he takes off his visor and the whole thing blows up, or having Hulk leap across the screen, and like all these kind of things really play well from this perspective. You really sense a power from that, and so I think that really lends itself to this particular view.
You were talking about 25, 30 heroes at the same time. It sounds a little bit messy. How do you sort of make sure that the player experience is great still?
Well, it's kind of tricky, but there's a lot of things that we can do. First, the zones are pretty big, so people kind of naturally spread out and do things, and they're questing and doing their own kind of objectives in there. We also have public events that are kind of organized. For instance, there may be a sentinel attack that happens in the zone, and 10 sentinels kind of come down at once, and so the people need to work together in the zone and go fight the different sentinels that are all over, and so that kind of purposely spreads them out, and they kind of cooperate and do public things together and get this dynamic social interaction with other people that you kind of find in an MMO. Makes it really feel like you're playing the game with other people.
So MMOs usually have a lot of other aspects than sort of combat and the things that you would normally associate with superheroes. How do you sort of cater to players who may, be used to crafting or that sort of thing in an MMO?
Well, they'll be pleasantly surprised by the fact that we have crafting. So there's lots of fun things that we can do in the Marvel Universe. We have items, and we have like large-scale fights and all the kind of things you would find in an MMO. We have other social features and friends lists and guilds and all those kind of things. And then we also put in crafting fairly recently. The best way to think of the way that our crafting is it's a Herodric Cube 2.0. So it's the Herodric Cube, which I made in Diablo 2, but the recipes are listed this time, which is kind of an enhancement from last time. And you can unlock these recipes over time and find them and all sorts of stuff, and put the ingredients in and craft items and all sorts of stuff, enhance items that you already have, a variety of things you can do with this. So I think that there's lots of activities that an MMO person would want to do, including endgame activities. We have endgame challenges that are for group level and for like larger than group level events. We also are going to have PvP at launch. You can choose one of 3 factions and join one of the 3 factions on your account, go into these PvP areas, and there's objectives and things like that in there. So a lot of endgame activities that you would find in any kind of MMO.
So how has it been dealing with sort of a licensed property like Marvel? Because in some ways that could be a little bit restrictive, and sort of how have you felt with that sort of...
It's been really great working with Marvel. This is something that they've wanted for a very long time, so they've been very, very helpful from everything from introductions to like Brian Michael Bendis, who wrote our story. He's a famous comic book writer, introducing us to artists and introducing us to voice cast members that do their voice for their animation or their movies or things like that, to guiding us in the direction of what we should focus on. It's like a couple of years ago, they came to us and said, you really should put Rocket Raccoon in the game. We're like, Rocket Raccoon? Really? What are you talking about? That's kind of weird. All right, I guess, if you guys know best, and they know, trust us, he can be huge. And all right, I guess. And so then now he's in the Marvel Now comics, and now he's going to be in the Guardians of the Galaxy's movie next summer. So they really kind of have led us, on a path that has helped us out. And then other things like, for instance, Iron Man 3. The actual assets that they use to create the rendered CG sequences, they send us the Iron Man models to us, and then we can directly import them right into our game. So they're exact from the movies, and so they've given us access to all sorts of things, cooperative in a lot of ways. We have crossover between movies, for comics, animation, everything. So it's been really wonderful working with them.
So what are you doing right now in development, and sort of what's the roadmap ahead for Marvel Heroes?
So right now we're in closed beta, and we're going to be having a bunch of events coming up where it's kind of really large scale. We're inviting many thousands of people every week to the beta at this point, and we're really trying to scale up for our launch. We announced our launch date recently. It is May 28th is for the early access people, and June 4th for our open.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.